You mark that one.
Okay. Cancellation. You got cancellation? Okay, and then the cancellation. Okay, yeah, good. Okay.
Okay. All right, give that
Back to that signature.
Can you identify what's been marked as exhibit number 8?
Yes.
What is it?
This was something that was issued to all of Scientology in 1986
By whom?
by the Sea Organization.
Reaction lack of foundation.
And did you receive a copy of that while you were in the Sea Org?
Yes.
And what is the significance of this document to you?
Objection is to the form.
This was being...
Can we just identify the document for the record, please?
Sure.
This is Flag Order 3879, dated 19 January 1986, titled The Sea Org and the Future.
And does it have issued by whom, does it say?
It just says Flag Order 3879, Sea Organization.
What's it say at the bottom?
L. Ron Hubbard, Admiral.
Is that indicative that Mr. Hubbard would have released? Did Mr. Hubbard release this?
I'm saying that this is the form the flag orders were issued. You didn't need anything else for issuance of a flag order other than this form. And this is photocopied out of a Scientology publication that reproduced it along with a photograph, which is what the left-hand band is, and it stayed in issue as coming from him for nearly a year.
But just so the record's clear, I mean, I haven't done this through the trial. Through this testimony, although I would be able to if we were at trial, to ask voir dire, and I've withheld my voir dire, but I got to do on this. Is it your position that this document was issued by L. Ron Hubbard? Exhibit number 8.
L. Ron Hubbard never issued the materials, sir.
What, did Mr. Hubbard write this?
This was being represented to Scientology as written by him. That is my testimony.
My question is it your testimony that Mr. Hubbard wrote exhibit number 8 that says the Sea Org in the future? Is that your testimony?
I do not know. I'm representing that it was represented to all of Scientology that this was written by him and put into publications by Scientology as written by him at the time of its issue. And then I'll get into the cancellation.
All right. And what is the significance of this document that you received while a member of the Sea Org?
Objection is to the form.
It basically put Pat Broker in charge as having been a rank senior to the captain rank within the Sea Organization.
And at the time that this document was published or sent out to the other Sea Org members, who had the rank of captain of the Sea Org?
The only one was David Miscavige.
So this one, you got to put that together. It's a 2-page document.
This is number what? 9. Somebody got a paper clip on you?
This one page.
That's my original.
I don't have the second page. Oh. That back.
Keep trying to keep them together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you identify exhibit number 9?
This is Flag Order 3879 canceled, which was issued March. Let's see, originally dated. It's canceling an issue, so you've got 3 dates in the upper right-hand corner, which is when it gets confusing. But this was issued April '88.
Objection. My foundation will be destroyed.
Were you a member of the Sea Org when this document was issued?
Yes.
Did you receive this document?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of, or significance of this document?
Objection is to the form.
This was a cancellation of the previous document that I showed, which had been represented as coming from Hubbard, and it was now being canceled. This is a completely unique event in Scientology, where somebody had taken something that had been represented for actually a year and a half as coming from him, promoted in the issues as coming from him, being his last message is on top of that, and then canceled with simply the statement that it is a forgery, and that was the end of that.
And who allegedly signed exhibit number 9?
Captain David Miscavige, chairman of the board, Religious Technology Center.
Okay. The document you said that was out and published a year and a half before the cancellation, are you referring to exhibit 8 where he designates Mr. Broker as having a higher rank than Mr. Miscavige?
Yes.
And was there any question within the Sea organization as to whether or not Mr. Miscavige could rescind or cancel the document that's now marked as Exhibit 8?
Objection to the form, lack of foundation.
At the top. I wasn't done with my question, but thank you.
Well, it said the document, just so it's clear, the document, number 9, is issued by the RTC. It doesn't say anything about the Sea organization issuing it. I mean, let's let the record be clear.
No, sir. It says at the top, Sea organization at the top of the very first page.
That's the name of the thing, because that's what it's canceling, but it's issued by Chairman of the Board, Religious Technology Center, and then at the bottom it says Flag HCO Scientology and Religious Technology Center, trademarks and service marked owned by the Religious Technology Center, and used with his permission. Am I reading that right?
You're reading it right.
The document speaks for itself.
Was this publication from the RTC or from the Sea Org?
Well, actually both. I mean, the RTC is made up of the Sea organization. The Sea organization is larger than RTC.
Was there any disagreement in the Sea organization when this document, Exhibit 9, was issued by Mr. Miscavige, canceling out Mr. Hubbard's document, which is Exhibit 8?
Objection is to form, lack of foundation.
I can't speak to that point.
Why not?
I was on the RPF at the time.
Okay, why were you on the RPF at the time?
Objection is to the
Because I was friends with Mr. Broker, and this was the final issuing that Mr. Broker was now hereby out and gone, and I was on the RPF because of Mr. Broker, or my association with him.
And how long did you stay on the RPF?
16 months.
Did you ever leave the RPF?
Unauthorized, I left.
When?
I believe it was in June of '88.
What do you mean unauthorized?
I escaped.
How?
Objection, move to strike. And again, renew our objection. This is well beyond the scope of what you said and he said his testimony was going to be about today.
How did you escape the RPF?
Just escaped one night.
Objection is to the form of the pledge.
And did you ever return to Scientology after you escaped from the RPF?
Objection is to the form.
I returned about 24 hours later after they found me in the nearby town, and I returned.
Move to strike.
And how is it that you returned? I mean, did you explain to us how you returned?
They just talked me back in. They just came, and even though it was a puzzle to me, even though it was something I had planned an escape from, I found myself just agreeing and going back.
And when you went back, where did you go to?
Back to the RPF.